Oh guys, I prepared today for you something interesting. Dark Envoy developers have some similar vibes with me, and while the game was originally planned to be released 2 years ago, we hope to see it this year. But you know, while all that postponing stuff is almost as bad as the early access tag in Steam, I want to make you sure that Dark Envoy is still worth the wait. The game is under development of Polish studio Event Horizon, and those guys 5 years ago created a pretty niche but interesting game, Tower of Time, which was pretty slow but really engaging, both from the side of story and tactical and RPG side as well. If you want a review of Tower of Time, just tell me. In the first gameplay videos of Dark Envoy a few years ago, the game for me looked like a copy of Tower of Time. But what I have tried now in the gameplay demo feels much more dynamic, which definitely is in line with modern trends, and I feel that it is a good decision by developers. So what does the game look like? I will not deep dive into the story, considering the demo doesn't give much time to explore this world. But for general understanding, there was a world of peace and harmony between old magical races. But to this world came a technologically based human empire, and the war started. We enter this world with our first two heroes, brother and sister who are ancient relic hunters, who as always are looking for some troubles. Through the story, other characters will join our team with their own goals and motivation, but the main characters will stay the same. From the story side, it shall be mentioned that the game includes story choices, so the player may impact on the events within the game, which is pretty good even despite the fact that the game is surely more focused on the tactical side than on role-playing mechanics. The game allows us to have some piece of customization for main heroes, and I would say it gives enough freedom to represent personality. We have 4 classes of heroes: warrior, ranger, engineer and adept, with 4 specializations for each of the classes, which sounds like a great piece of flexibility from a tactical side. Unfortunately, in my demo access I had no ability to try out specializations that are unlocked on level 5, but after a previous game of guys from Event Horizon, I have no doubts that with tactical moments there will be no issues. The game itself is real time, with the option to turn on the pause or make things much slower. This game in some sort can be compared to sex with a pretty woman. You started fast, but at some moment you understand that for a happy ending for both of you, you have to turn on 12% speed. In Tower of Time we had separate areas for the fights, but here we are not moving anywhere from the location map. We just see zones from which enemy will detect us, and we respectively may pick a location to start the battle from. From the tactical side, that is a good way to give player flexibility, which is used in many turn-based combat games. What I really enjoyed is the number of skills. While the game in the demo doesn't allow us to level up upon level 4, so we can see only a small part of the available abilities, our party may include up to 4 characters at a time. We have objects on the map to take cover or to destroy to get an advantage, so from the tactical standpoint, I feel that this game will be enjoyable. By the way, the game includes mechanic where with different skills we may draw the area of its use, which actually only enhance feelings about flexibility with different strategies. From the point of game speed, game feels closer to action RPGs than to classical RPGs. Most fights are fast. On normal difficulty you don't need to pause most fights all the time, which makes the game much faster. I know there are always fights between turn-based and real-time lovers, but in my opinion turn-based fights would make this game way too slow. And with the current pacing it feels pretty fresh and fun. As for any RPG, here we have a huge amount of equipment. Apart from looting, we can craft and modify items with gems, so the game will surely give you that dopamine ecstasy from another piece of legendary equipment. Also, apart from skills that may be leveled up, we may increase our stats, which will give us strong bonuses. As an example, we may unlock passive bonuses for our weapons or increase the area of effect of some skills. From the point of map exploration, we have cities and our flying ship that allow us to travel through the desert and pick missions to our taste. During adventures, we from time to time can find some letters or notes to read, but from the point of characters itself, I have seen only a few scripted dialogues, so I have solid doubts that this part of the game will be really deep. Many people on Steam expected to see some romance in the game, but from what I see now, I don't think it will happen except in some linear way, because the pacing in game is focused more on combat and not the story itself. What I didn't like in the current state of the game is a clunky camera, which moves too fast and in fights makes it hard to control the situation. Also, sometimes heroes not under control seem not to be engaged in fights in any way. So you really have to control each character all the time to make sure they attack and use all necessary abilities. By summarizing, I really enjoyed the time I spent in Dark Envoy, and I have high hopes to see this game released this year. With the love that developers put into Tower of Time, this game looks promising, with higher dynamics, but still engaging and interesting tactical gameplay. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and put that sexy like button. It is really important. And see you soon in your reviews. I promise it will be much sooner than the previous time. I have many things to share with you. Have a good day.